class, this is the natural selection gizmo from Explore Learning. So let's walk through this. First of all, you should have noticed at the beginning of the page that there are two different types of moths. There are dark moths and light-colored moths. Well, we also have two different types of trees. We've got this light-colored tree, or we have this dark-colored tree. So to get you started, I want you to think about which moth is going to have better type of camouflage if they are living on these light-colored trees. All right, we're going to start with the light-colored trees because before the 19th century, the trees had this light color of bark, and this is in the UK, in England, and these trees and moths are really common. You're going to be acting as a bird, and you are going to be eating the moths off of the trees. So before we get started, I want you to make a prediction. After 5 years, will the birds have eaten more dark-colored moths or more light-colored moths? All right, let's see what happens. I want you to play this as best as you can. You're going to click play. It's going to count down, and you are going to click on any moths that you see in order to eat them. Now, if you don't see any moths, you can hit the space bar, and that will move you to the next tree so that you can get a full belly as this bird eating these moths. Now, it is timed. And so now I've gone through 1 year. As you can see, I've got my dark colored moths. I started with 50% dark, 50% light, and after 1 year of eating, I've got 30% remaining are dark, 67% remaining are light. You can also see this in this description, so it shows you your starting year and your current year. You can see how many moths you actually captured. So I ate a total of 16 in that first year. And you can see a graph of this data. So we're currently looking at the light trees, and we've got how many are dark and how many are light that were captured, or I can switch it over to the percent of the population. I've got more light moths remaining than dark moths. Please continue this for 5 years so that we can see if your prediction was correct. All right. In the 19th century was the Industrial Revolution, and during the Industrial Revolution there were a lot of factories, and they were not very environmentally friendly, and they produced a lot of pollution in the form of soot. Now this soot would sit on the bark of the tree and on the leaves of the tree, and it would actually turn the trees into this darker color. So, assuming that we've been through the Industrial Revolution, are your moths going to be camouflaged on these dark trees? Which ones? The light ones or the dark ones? So I'm going to put it back on this description, and we're going to press play, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So now you're a bird, you're hunting, you're taking out those moths wherever you can. If you see them, you eat them. If not, go ahead and click that space bar, and it will give you a new tree. You got to go as fast as you can because you're a hungry, hungry bird. It is timed. My year is now over. So play this out for 5 years, collect that data, and see if your prediction was correct.